This morning on Daybreak, a new agricultural bill involving animal farming brings up some debate around the state.
And the only operating abortion clinic in Missouri will be allowed to continue service until its fate is decided again in 10 days.
Plus another Traffic Tuesday for you on tap, how to handle school zones now that class is out for the summer. That's all coming up this morning for you here on Daybreak.
Well, good morning and thanks for waking up with us. It's Tuesday, June 11th. I'm Lauren Barnes.
And I'm Joe Morano. Plenty to get to as you're back with us as well this morning, huh?
I know. And you know what? I stepped out the door and I was like, wait, no, this isn't right. I need to go back to my friends on Daybreak because I was not prepared for it to be so chilly. I was like, I got to talk to Beth.
Yesterday.
I'm out of the loop.
Yeah.
I forgot my jacket. Didn't know I needed one.
Beth is in for Elisa. She's here to tell us, yeah, a little chilly this week as we get up in our early hours in the morning.
Yeah.
It was very chilly leaving my apartment at 2 o'clock
Well,
this
what
morning.
the heck's going on? Fill me in.
So very quiet. Cold front came in on Monday, brought in some mild air, some cooler temperatures, and it's here today too. But we do have some shower chances through the day tomorrow.
Today, it's going to warm up. It'll be all right, right?
Yeah, I think today will be comfortable, just like it was yesterday. Right now, we're starting out this morning in the 50s. We're at 54 right now in Springfield. So it's chilly. You're going to want to grab your jacket as you're heading out the door. Look at the dew points, though. They're in the 40s. It's a very dry air mass, very comfortable outside. And we're going to keep temperatures in the 40s, or dew points in the 40s and 50s throughout much of today. We've got a couple of clouds sticking around. These won't stick around through the rest of today. We're at 54 in Springfield, 54 in Branson, 52 down in Harrison, Arkansas, 50 in Fayetteville, and we're at 49 in Mountain Grove. Dew points again in the upper 40s and lower 50s, a very dry air mass in place. Winds are calm, not like we saw yesterday. Yesterday was very breezy. We had gusts up to 30 miles an hour. Today will be a lot quieter wind-wise, still a lot of sunshine. Temperatures making it into the upper 70s and lower 80s, a warm and comfortable day. Clouds do increase through the overnight hours. Shower chances return for tomorrow, and we have a marginal severe weather risk to talk about with those storms through the day tomorrow. We'll do details in just a few minutes.
All right, some political coverage for you today. An agriculture bill recently signed into law is causing a debate on farming regulations. The bill changes some ag rules to be statewide instead of allowing smaller jurisdictions like own counties to make own decisions. Now, one of the biggest issues surrounding the bill, regulations on concentrated animal feeding operations. Supporters of the bill say the change is fair, but others say counties should have the right to make their own regulations.
Like if Webster County out here has stricter guidelines for confined animal feeding operations, I think I don't think that the state should come in and say, no, you can't have regulations stricter than ours.
Critics of the bill say many Missourians ask their local county commissioners to protect them. Supporters of the bill responded, though, saying there are plenty of counties that think state regulations are adequate and do a good job.
A St. Louis judge has issued another order allowing the only abortion clinic in Missouri to continue operating. The judge granted Planned Parenthood's request for a preliminary injunction, which extends his temporary restraining order prohibiting Missouri from allowing the St. Louis clinic's license to lapse. He also ordered the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services to decide by June 21st whether the clinic's license should be renewed. The agency declined to renew the license to provide abortions, citing concerns about patient safety. Clinic leaders say the state's move is part of an effort by an anti-abortion administration to eliminate the procedure in Missouri. This ruling, though, protects the clinic throughout the ongoing court challenge.
Moving on with a story that is your right to know this morning. A Dallas County man who was responsible for a 5-hour standoff back in January is expected in court today for an initial arraignment. During the standoff, police say Robert Mutter of Buffalo took a woman hostage and eventually let her go. The Missouri State Highway Patrol SWAT team ended up using tear gas to apprehend him. Mutter is charged with unlawful possession of a firearm, unlawful use of a weapon, and resisting arrest, all of which are felonies. He's also expected to be arraigned today on 3 counts of second-degree domestic assault stemming from an incident last December.
And a man who is charged with murder in the first degree and armed criminal action is expected to be in a Benton County courtroom this morning for a hearing. According to authorities, in May, they received a call from a woman claiming Travis Henderson was pointing a shotgun at her outside of her home. When officers arrived, they found the caller dead from gunshot wounds. Henderson fled the scene and was later arrested after a short standoff.
One person has died after a plane crash in Butler, Missouri yesterday morning. The FAA says this plane crashed into a grain silo just northeast of the Butler airport. The pilot that died in the crash was the only occupant on board. The name has not been released just yet. The plane left from Florida and was initially headed to Johnson County, Kansas, but decided to attempt a landing at that Butler Memorial Airport and didn't make it.
We have a Traffic Tuesday report to bring you. With school out of session, summer vacation is in full swing, so students are now busy at home, in camps, or maybe even at summer school.
That's right. Now, for most of the year, during the day, you have to slow down to 20 miles per hour in school zones. But what do we do in these summer months? Hannah Zettel is live in studio this morning with an answer.
That's right, Lauren and Joe. Now, this week's traffic question comes from John Conley. He asks, my question would be about summer school zones during summer or days with no school. Most signs say the speed limit between certain times on weekdays, but is that all summer long? Now, I checked in with Nixa PD for a summer school refresher.
You're driving to work at a steady speed. You've caught every green light and couldn't be sailing smoother until you see the flashing yellow lights indicating your worst nightmare, slowing down.
People get in a hurry and tend to get a little too fast through there.
But what happens to school zones during summer break? According to Lieutenant Jason Fleetwood, you'll have to keep your speed at 20, at least until Nix's summer school ends on June 21st.
We're out there the same way every day. Obviously, we have a focus on those school zones, and we're providing a safe environment for those kiddos getting to and from school.
In Nixa and surrounding communities, a safe rule of thumb, slow down to 20 miles per hour anytime you see the flashing school zone lights. And even when summer school lets out, it's best to follow the posted speed limit, as patrol cars aren't dismissed with students.
You'll still see our officers out and about in those parts of our community. However, we're not enforcing the school zone speed limits because those signs aren't flashing.
Those flashing lights, of course, coordinated with Nixa schools, means they shouldn't flash after school, during shorter breaks, and long weekends. That'll wrap up this week's Traffic Tuesday tip. Thanks again to that viewer for the question. If you have a question of your own, let me know on Facebook or Twitter, and it might be featured soon.
All right, Hannah Zettel, thank you for that tip. We have some faith coverage for you as the transformation of the old Christian Bible College campus is complete. Last night, a group from South Korea called Good News Mission reopened the North Springfield lot after buying it in 2013. Crews have been renovating for months. The property is now one part church, open to anyone, and another part missionary training called International Youth Fellowship. While the pastor speaks in Korean with a translator, anyone can attend the sermons. A 5-day conference kicked off yesterday, and hundreds of people, many of them Korean, are learning the Bible to spread to others.
Moving to a story that's positively Ozarks today. Tonight at Hammons Field, before the Cardinals game, the Heart of the Ozarks Sertoma Club will present a check to the Boys and Girls Club of Springfield for more than $124,000, all of which was raised during the Sertoma Chili Cook-Off back in February. The money will be used for a new music recording studio at the Henderson Boys and Girls Club. The club's mental health program will get improvements, and then the teen job training program as well. Plenty other improvements to vehicles, sports facilities, and buildings there as well.
Still ahead for you this morning on Daybreak, 2 automakers may have to slow down electric car production.
And tech giants are currently under scrutiny. We'll explain in your Money Watch when we come back.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Lauren Barnes, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist Elisa Raffa. This is Color 10 News Daybreak.